Hi, Leo here. I'm going to give you some basic recommendations for antennas and how to get started in the antenna free TV hobby as an antenna watcher. I'm also going to have give you some other recommendations. Okay, so you go to this website. First, you want to go to this website, rabbitears.info. Then you want to go to tools. Then you want to go to signal search map. Okay. Then you put in a zip code. Then you want to press go. Oh no, move push pin to center. Then press go. And you want to research your signal here. This is your signal quality where it says signal margin. You want to research that. You want to research the RF channel numbers. And you want to research your mileage away from the towers you are, and you want to research where they are in relationship to you. In this example, they have RF channel 6, 7, 3, which these are VHF low, and 5, they got channel 5. And you want to see what these are too. And if you want to also see if it's low powered, you want, because that will perfect performance later down the road when they switch, if they ever switch from low power. If you're under 20 miles, you want to get a good antenna. You don't want to get a big antenna. You can have too strong of signals and overload your antenna. You can have too big of an antenna on your setup. That's why if you're DXing, even if you're DXing, you want to switch this from 60 to whatever, how far you plan on DXing to. For example, you want to switch it to 100. But even that, you want to get the correct size for your local market, and then get a secondary antenna for the DXing, or for another market that you're planning to capture. So here I'm going to go start on some brands and some different ones I recommend. Okay, this is the Extreme Signal HD B91X. And there is a lot of brands making similar antennas with these X elements on here, and they have 19 of them. Extreme Signal is claiming this to be a UHF/VHF antenna. Now, this is, as you can see here, there's mostly UHF only on here, and it does not capture VHF at all. This is a UHF only antenna. If you have strong VHF signals in your area, this UHF antenna will pick up them VHF signals as well if your signals are strong. And this will be good to pair with if you have VHF signals in your area. This would be a good one to pair with in combination. So this is way cheaper than the next example I'm going to put up, which is the Televis. Televis is more expensive, and this one's cheaper. So if you need 2 or 3 antennas because your signals are coming from different locations, this is the one to buy multiple of these, because you can buy almost 2 of these for the price of one Televis. It does not have all the bells and whistles, but it is a very good antenna for the price, and it will capture the same amount, do as well as a job as the Televis without the bells and whistles. Here's Televis. They have several models. They even have, these are amplified antennas, but they also have passive models. These passive models are very good and are some of the strongest UHF only models. And they got mixed models too, but these are the strongest UHF, some of the strongest passive UHF only. These are good if these models are not the biggest models out there, and they're good if you're in town, closer in town, and you plan to put a distribution amp on here or a preamp. These integrated DAT-BOS technology ones are very good as well. This Eclipse is very good, especially if you're close in, because it will limit the amperage of the amp so you don't overload your tuner. This BOS has several models. DAT-BOS series. They got the DAT-BOS, which is the normal size. They got the Long Ranger. They got the mixes, one with low VHF and one with high VHF, and so on. They got a high VHF and a low VHF one. And my recommendation here is, this is a very good company, and their technology is very well. But their low VHF and high VHF is weak because it's just one dipole and a reflector. If you are in a strong signal area, you will definitely be better off with a mix antenna. But if you're in an area where the signals are coming from different directions, or the signals for low VHF or high VHF are weak, you are better off just going with the UHF only model. And you'll have to size according to how far you are from the towers. If you're nearby, this one will work. That box will work. I would say it'll work up to 60. I would say this one would be good for up to like max of 60 miles. If you need anything longer than 60, 70, 80 miles, 90 miles, or using this to DX, I recommend the long range UHF only model. And they got some good preamps out there. A bunch of different models here. Just look through the different models of their amps, and there should be one that fits your needs. Just make sure that combines, filters, and preamps, so that you, when combining two or more antennas, that it will be functioning correctly. This is Stellar Labs. Stellar Labs makes a very good high VHF only antenna. I recommend this if you are combining with a UHF only antenna, or you have signals coming from different directions. This one might not hold up very well in harsh conditions like bad weather, but the pricing is not too bad for what you get, and it will perform very well, capturing you all the signals you need in your area. This is Sky Blue. I recommend these guys too, and they're comparable to like like a brand like Channel Master. Sky Blue products are named differently in Canada, but in the US they're named Sky Blue. And what I recommend is, this is a Metro antenna, full VHF/UHF. Typically, when you get a good antenna that performs very well on VHF, the UHF section is weak. And so this would be a good model right here, and does low VHF. If you're in town, about 20 to 30, 40 miles, I recommend this to combine with a UHF only model, and you will get good performance on both bands. Typically, most antenna manufacturers still go past 608 megahertz, which is 36, channel 36. Channel 36 is the channel that we go up to, the highest channel we go to with the repack. Before the repack, we went to 51, and in the analog days, we went to 81. But since then, we have changed. So with the repack, the UHF sections on most antennas are not optimized for the new standard. You can use old antennas, but they're not optimized for the repack. Same goes with deep fringe. If you need deep fringe, these are not the prices that they're selling for. Just remind you, these are not the prices. If you need to go to Nest Electronics. Nest Electronics are selling these antennas, and they will give you a better deal, a better pricing. And these two, I would recommend these two if you need low VHF. Same thing with this one too, SB19. Now we're starting to get into these high over here where they have high VHF only models that I recommend. These high VHF models are good to use, and they're definitely not at these pricing. I think I bought my SB30 around, I think, $70. But I recommend this Metro if you're in town, like in a large city, like about 30-40 miles. You can step up to a little bit larger of an antenna. It's all your preference, and depending how far you are, it depends what you need. But if you're in a real deep far situation, I recommend a 10 element or more. And come down here. This is if you need a diplexer for any reason in your setup, this will be the diplexer I recommend. SBUVSJ. And it'll be a antenna signal combiner with separate UHF and VHF inputs. And you'll just, if you're using this SB16, you hook that SB16 into the UHF side, and it will filter out your UHF and leave you with VHF only. And you would hook your televis or some other type of UHF only antenna into your UHF side. It will combine to one coax cable in the middle and go out to your tuner. This is Channel Master. Channel Master has a long line of antennas. This is the undisputed king of VHF low and VHF. If you need VHF channels in your market, VHF low and VHF high, I recommend you look through their product lines and see which one has low VHF capability and the mileage distance you need. If you need to be deep fringe and get low VHF, you're going to have to get something like this Crossfire. This Crossfire is good. I've known people to get over 100 miles away with low VHF, and you have to look through it. Like it'll say low VHF on there, and it'll tell you the gang and all of that. It'll tell you low VHF or high VHF, and it will tell you what they got on there and what signal range it is for. 54, the starting at 54 is where it needs to look like if for low VHF. So you go through there and pick out the right size for your application. So you just look it up, look through all of them. They got a bunch of models and find it. The bad part about Channel Master is not innovative. Channel Master has not put out anything modern for the new repack on UHF. Some of their models go up to still go up to channel 81, which is the analog days. And that's why I don't recommend these for UHF only performance. Yes, you can buy one of these and it will give you UHF channels perfectly fine. But the signal strength, it may not be on par with other brands and other models. And it won't be very strong because they're not optimized for the repack. So just look through here and find the one for the distance away from the towers you are. And that's my recommendations. These are some of the channels I'm recommending for more information. I'll also have the links to these channels in the description of this video. I recommend going to Antenna Man channel. He has various different videos. He has reviews and comparisons on each antenna. He also has information on coax cables and tuner boxes, preamps, and more. I recommend Robbie Strikes. He knows a lot about free to air satellite. If you do not get good signal in your area for antenna, or there is very few channels, I recommend this in conjunction with your over the air with your antenna, over the air antenna in conjunction with it. He has information on free to air satellite products, tuners, and other gadgets. I also recommend North Coaster Hobby. He has information on how to connect your TV up. He also has information on over-the-air satellites and new and upcoming channels for antennas and for over-the-air satellite, free-to-air satellite. Thanks for watching. Have a nice day.